Hello and welcome back to another MotoGP Fantasy Preview live ahead of Round 7, the Gran Premio d'Italia Brembo at the Autodromo Internazionale del Mugello. 7th round of the MotoGP World Championship. I'm Liam Hodgins bringing you the show today. And before we bring on our very special guest, it's been one of the most anticipated races of the season. It's an absolute classic, a gem in the calendar, and it'll be a gem for all of the Italian riders as they all seek to win their home Grand Prix. Pecco Bagnaia comes into this weekend 39 points behind championship leader Jorge Martin. He's got a big task on his hands if he wants to close down the championship leader, but there's not a better place to come to than his home GP. A past winner over the last 2 seasons and, of course, sprint winner last year. He'll be hoping to do the same this weekend. And what of Marc Marquez, third in the championship as well? Can he finally pick up his first win in almost 2.5 years for the Italian brand? Or will it be Jorge Martin to steal a march once again in the championship? But it's not MotoGP we're here to talk about, just that. We've also got a very special guest who has made the step up to Moto2 this year from Moto3 and was on the podium here 1 year ago. I'd like to introduce you to our very special guest, Deniz Oncu. Deniz,
Hello,
how are you
everybody.
doing? Hello.
All fine, all good, and you?
Very well, cannot complain ahead of what's going to be a very blockbuster weekend, we hope. And we were just saying before we brought you in there that you were second here last year in Moto3. You must have some great memories of last year.
Honestly, great. No, sad memories because I was going to win, but my rival passed me in the straight just with a few meters, So that was very painful moment for me, but at least was a podium, So cannot say nothing.
Yeah, I didn't want to actually bring that point up that you got slipstreamed to the line, but yeah, hopefully you can maybe rectify that this weekend or in the future here at Mugello. Now, yeah, it's a very wonderful circuit. Is it a circuit that you enjoy riding round?
Yeah, I really enjoy to be here riding because the circuit is quite nice and all the corners like the Arabiatas, it's super nice when you go inside the corner. Anyway, the atmosphere here around is always nice because it's like an arena. You are inside the arena and all around you is so high. All the people is watching you from outside. It feels really nice when you are on track.
Do you have a favorite corner on Mugello? You did mention Arrabbiato. Is that your favorite?
For sure. Arabiata is my favorite here.
Now, it's been a sort of a difficult season. You have finished in the points in Qatar and at Jerez, but how have you found the season in Moto2 in your rookie year after 6 races so far?
I struggled a lot, especially when everything is new for me. To understand and react fast as possible is not easy, but now I understand a lot of things and few very important things for me. This weekend, I believe I can make a big step and start to be more competitive, more in the front. My goal is to be more close to the top rider this week.
Is it the change of tyres from Dunlop to Pirelli that's been the most difficult, or just adapting yourself to the WP suspension, or has it been a little bit of everything?
Basically everything. Of course, there's some factor also for the tire, for suspension, but also it's a new category for me, And now I'm just learning everything from zero. So that caused me a big moment to understand everything. But like I say, very very soon I want to be back. So pushing for that.
You have a lot of fans, I'm sure, cheering you on this weekend, and they'll be hoping to see you back at the front, or maybe producing some of your very incredible saves that you do enjoy posting on your social media channels as well. I wanted to ask you about that before we get into the fantasies. That I work for the social media team, and we always get requests from yourself to either send you a video of one of your saves or one of your crashes. Is that just because you love to show off like how cool it is to crash one of these motorcycles or save the motorcycle, or is it just to analyze what happened?
No, for sure. I like to keep everything, every moment that is possible to get because in the end it's nice to see also to get with you, no, always to have with you. Doesn't matter to post in social. Maybe some save, it's nice to post or some crash. But of course, not all the crash that I post on Instagram or social, let's say. But I like to have them to see, also to show my friends. No, it's nice to see these moments to having recorded.
Do they ever say, Dennis, you must be crazy doing what you do, or are they always like, wow, that's amazing?
Of course, of course. There is more people that say it's crazy than I am normal. So yeah, I'm quite used to hear that. Well,
Well, hopefully they'll be cheering you on for a good weekend this weekend. Now, Dennis, I think it's time we step on over to MotoGP Fantasy, a game that you were on last year. I think it was France you were on.
yeah, possible. Could be France. Yeah.
So, right, Dennis. No pressure at all for this one. This is the team so far. We've got Mark and Maverick in our goal team, and we've got Aleix, the winner of the sprint last weekend in silver. We have two trades remaining, so it doesn't just have to be a rider. You can also pick a constructor or a team. But we've got 2.7 million remaining of our salary. Is there anything there that you would like to change? Obviously, we have to add a rider here so we can progress with the game.
We can only make two changes, no?
Only two changes, yes.
Okay, okay. For me, Gold Rider Mark Amiales. Yeah, I keep both of them. Yes, I
Keep both. Ah,
yeah, and to add a rider to silver, how much do we have?
we've got 2.7 million. So if we just scroll down a little bit, we've got Fabio Di Giannantonio. His first pole position in MotoGP came 1 year ago. He got his first top five of the season last time out in Catalonia. Alex Marquez, he's starting to show a little bit of form now on the Ducati. Fabio Quartararo, past winner here, also recently tested here a couple of weeks ago with the new Aero on the Yamaha. Raul Fernandez, who started to show very well. He's 1.8. Pedro Acosta, now that's a bargain. Pedro Acosta, 2.3 million. Also, Marco Bezzecchi, who had a podium a couple of rounds ago, but is struggling a little bit with the GP23. Taka Nakagami, the Honda riders, they're all, you could put them in. Jack Miller, of course, Alex Rins, or Frankie Morbidelli. Anyone there, Dennis,
Well,
that
there can be about Bestia. We don't have the price, no? The money
unfortunately
is too
not.
much, yeah.
Big weekend for Anea,
So
but we don't have the price.
for me, there is two riders that is possible to put. One is Pedro, and the other one is for sure Fabio Di Gianantonio because he was already always fast in the circuit. Doesn't matter which category, but also he had one pole position in MotoGP with the Ducati. And I believe Italians have always something extra in the home race, no? In Misano, in Mugello, always they have something more in the pocket. So I it's a hard decision to put Pedro or Di Gianantonio, but
Tough
I go
decision
on
there.
to put Fabio Di Gianantonio this
Fabio
time.
Di Giannantonio. I mean, he is starting to come on form now, so I don't think you've made a bad choice there, Dennis. I think that's a very, very good choice. Now, we do have another trade remaining if you'd like. Would you like to keep the team as it is, or would you maybe like to change a constructor or the team?
Uh, but I don't know how the price of the team or the construction. Can we check
So,
also?
yes, constructors we can check. So, Ducati, 4 million. Aprilia, who we have at the moment, they're 2.5. KTM, 2.8. Honda, 1.6. And Yamaha, 1.9. So if we remove one of the teams, I think we won't be able to afford either Ducati or KTM, but we can afford Honda or Yamaha.
Okay, if you go to team,
Go to teams. Yeah. So who do we have at the moment? We have Red Bull KTM at the moment for 2.3 million. Grassini's a little bit more expensive, so it'd be quite difficult to get them into the team. Aprilia Racing, 2.5. That's so if we were to put them in, that would clear out our remaining salary. So they're worth it. Trackhouse, Yamaha,
can
of
we put
course, as well.
Ducati?
Ducati? Unfortunately not. They're a little bit too expensive.
Okay, it's a hard decision.
Very
Well,
difficult
I will
decision.
go on with maybe Aprilia, maybe.
Aprilia. Okay, perfect. So let's remove KTM and let's add in Aprilia Racing. Happy with that decision?
No, construction and team is Aprilia. Oh my god. By the way, the best is KTM, but
You, we know you have to say that, but you can pick a little bit differently here on MotoGP Fantasy. We're not going to hold anything against you there. So, but with Maverick and Aleix, it could be a very formidable team this weekend. The Aprilia was on the podium here 2 years ago with Aleix, and of course Aleix is on good form at the moment. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Maverick back at the front this weekend.
yeah, because this year Maverick also did a lot of surprises, especially in America. Also in Portugal, it was super fast. But for his riding style, I believe Mugello can be good. Also, Aprilia is working really good the bike. For me, at the moment, the riders and the construction, the team is very precise. I think it's good to have this choice at the moment.
I would be hard pressed to disagree with you there. So, one final time, Dennis, are you 100% happy with the team?
Yeah, at the moment, I want to keep this and see how the weekend is going.
Perfect. It sounds good to me. So, Dennis, before we let you go, we'll come back to the main screen and we'll just want to chat a little bit about, well, about yourself, to be fair. We have seen in social media the last, well, usually after every single round, you and your brother, Chan, usually go off to train on motorcycles along with Top Rack Razgatioglu and Keenan Sofoglu. Yeah, how is that? Like, who's usually the best? Who's usually the fastest? Is it yourself?
Well, I am really lucky to be able to train with these top guys because with my ranch KNM 54 riders, I am really proud to be there and able to train with them. Of course, all the riders is world level guys. No, it's me, my brother is racing super sport. Kenas of all 5 times world champion, superbike champion, top Glass Gatlolo, also Bahatin. The level is quite high, but the last past days in the training, the top was always normally is top rack. So all of us try to beat him. But I was quite close to him in the last 2 days, especially the Monday and Tuesday. So before coming here, we both were a bit faster than my brothers, Jan and Bahatin for sure. But the most important is there to keep ourselves in the best shape as possible to be fast but also strong. Like we are changing always the concept of the trainings. We are making like just a practice or some races, like a short race, a long race. You always have to change your tactics or protect, defense your lines like it's a last lap. Uh, the system that Kenan, our manager, gave to us is really. I'm really lucky to be able to do these trainings there.
I can imagine the wealth of experience Keenan has must be like gold dust for yourself and the rest of you. What
Yeah.
stepping up from Moto 3 to Moto 2, what have you learned from your brother, from Top Rack, from Bahatin? Because you were the last person to step up to one of the bigger motorcycles. What have you learned from them?
Okay, so the biggest difference is in Moto 3 to be fast, you just need more big balls. You have to dive inside the corners, you have to be on the gas much as possible, doesn't matter what it is, just gas, gas, gas. But in Moto 2, to be fast, you need to be thinking more, like not enter to the corner too much fast, but prepare for the exit and this kind of things. So when you are too many years in Moto 3 and this style it fits to you, it's like you start to be this rider, no? To change everything from zero, it's a bit hard. But what this they told to me is like always think whatever you do to be fast. It's like don't over push in braking, don't over push for enter faster corners. Always think about the exit. This is the only thing that they are telling to me. But also it's true because when I can start to do this, when I understand really well, I'm gonna make a big step. But also already this week I believe can be a very positive for us because I really started to understand for me. So we will see. It's very surprising. I'm really curious to see how the weekend is going on.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to seeing how you progress this weekend. Now, I want to ask, is there a chance that we can maybe see yourself or Chan or Bahatin or alongside Toprak in MotoGP in the future?
Everything is possible. I am also pushing Toprak to come here, but it's not me to decide everything. But I will be really happy to be not only the only Turkish rider here in this paddock. I will be more happy if Toprak or anyone is here or my brother, because being alone or having some friends, it makes a big difference. Not on track, but also off track. Always you have a guy to spend time. Also, you have a guy that you can really trust. And in my range, KN54, we are not just training mates. We are also a good family. This is a really nice connection between each other. And to have another one here, it's gonna make me more. Uh, Calm. I don't know how to explain, but will be a lot better. So we will see. I think
Yeah.
there is a big chance, especially top rank very soon. I don't know. I am just hoping for it. We will see. We will see.
Potentially a chance with a current MotoGP team or maybe someone that he's currently riding with in World Superbikes possibly coming over?
Well, I don't know, but I can say that Toprak is one of the best riders in the world. That's why he win the Superbike World Championship also. But his pure talent, I think, it's quite enough to be also on top of MotoGP. So I'm just waiting, and I also want to be his rival soon, very soon, in few years. So yeah, let's see what the time show us.
Well, it'll be great for Turkish motorsport to have yourself and Toprak and Chan and Bahatin in the MotoGP paddock, also in MotoGP. So we're looking forward to seeing how that progresses. What couple of final things, Dennis, before we let you go away and prepare for the weekend? I just want you to pick your predictions for the Tissot Sprint and the MotoGP race. So your top three in
Uh,
each.
okay, for the sprint race, no?
For the sprint race, for the sprint first, and then the Grand Prix on Sunday.
Okay. For me, the sprint, Jorge Martin always have something extra for the short race. So I will go on Martin winning the sprint, and following him will be two Ducati and two Italians, I believe, here. Also, Marc Marquez is very strong. It's possible to do a podium, but he has to improve his qualifying, not like the last two GPs. Because here, Italians, Italian marca, something extra they always have. But I will go Martin, Pecco Bagnaia, and the third can be also Bastianini. So for me, this is the sprint race, but also for the MotoGP, the long race, I would say Pecco winning the race, Marquez second, third Martin.
All Ducati podiums in both the sprint and the race itself. It's going to be a juicy weekend. Looking forward to it. And just for yourself, Dennis, you're looking forward to this weekend. You said you've got a lot of things that you're improving. What are your expectations for the weekend? Points, maybe a top 10 or even better?
I think uh, it's not easy to say directly that I'm aiming a podium or win. Of course, it would be amazing for me, for my team, for everybody, but my reality expectation right now is to be consistent every session, which is getting top tens. But of course, if I can do better, why not? I'm here to be the best. But top 10, consistent at the moment for this Grand Prix, I would accept and be happy with these results.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it. And of course, Dennis, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us on the MotoGP Fantasy ahead of round
Thank
seven,
you.
the Italian Grand Prix. Best of luck for the weekend and hope to speak to you very soon. There we go. We've got Deniz Oncu picking the team for this weekend. Marc Marquez and Maverick Vinales are your gold riders ahead of round 7 at Mugello with Fabio Di Gianantonio and Aleix Espargaro, your silver. And then he's gone for Aprilia, not just in the constructors, but also for the team as well. A very good team I believe that we have there, and looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Just remember, if you've already been playing with us throughout, my apologies about that, pressed the wrong button. We'll do that again. Just remember, if you have been with us throughout the season, we do have prizes for you. We also have the first place will go to whoever that would be a first place helmet by Pecco Bagnaia, the 2023 MotoGP World Champion. So make sure you get your team locked in and loaded ahead of qualifying on Saturday to try and gain as many points as possible. If you don't come first, do not worry about that, because we've also got prizes for second and third position, a nice new PlayStation 5 along with the newly released MotoGP 24 video game. And if you miss out on that, well, make sure you still aim for the podium with our third place prize, the Tissot T-Race MotoGP Limited Edition. There's a few people in the office walking around sporting that. I'm a little jealous of them because I must admit it does look fantastic. But if this is the first time you're joining us for the MotoGP Fantasy and you want to get involved, remember we have weekly competition prizes. And if you top this weekend, we will have 2 MotoGP tickets available and waiting for you for any Grand Prix of your choice. So make sure that you get yourself signed up for that. There's lots of great prizes on offer and much, much more. Well, thank you once again for joining us for another MotoGP Fantasy Preview. And thank you to Deniz Oncu for joining us once again. And all I can say is make sure to stick around for, well, it's going to be a bumper weekend. Mugello, one of the gems in the MotoGP calendar. Join us on the MotoGP social channels and, of course, MotoGP.com for all videos and up-to-date reactions to everything that we have throughout the rest of the weekend. We've got a bit of a break now between Mugello and, of course, Assen next time out. But we'll be around and giving you plenty of content throughout. But before then, make sure you enjoy round 7 of the MotoGP World Championship here at Mugello.